Well, thanks, Rebecca. We have now gone through looking at the issue of dropouts. We have gone through the process of service learning. Now we need to put them together and say, how can students serve students? What actually can students do? Well, looking at this slide, we see that first we've got to look again at the issues that have been identified by the investigations of your students. Which one of the issues students would like to focus on? What are some of the strategies that we've talked about that are effective that actually could address this issue? And then what strategy can the students actually employ? So we're going to use the 15 strategies as answers that are research based and work with other students and have your students employ a strategy to help other students so they succeed. In order to make a plan, students need to look at the results of their investigation and to see what the surveys, the interviews, and the focus groups have revealed to them. In one example, students may have discovered that their fellow students don't have this sense of belonging or connection to the school. So then, as they make their plan, what can students do to address this issue? And many ideas will surface. And one kind of idea that one sees in many schools is establishing a buddy system for new students coming into the school so they have a connection immediately with an upperclassman, someone who befriends them, helps show them around the school, perhaps can connect them to organizations and other ways where they can foster that sense of belonging to their new school. But the key question is, what can the students do to address this issue? And it certainly needs to be something that they have the capacity to do and the interest to do, and very importantly, was their idea. As students try to solve the problem they've selected, they're going to then look at what skills they can learn at the same time. They can identify the academic skills they need to do the project, the leadership skills, the workplace skills, and you as the teacher can also see the growth that can happen during this experience. Finally, in making the plan, we need to look at what resources can be tapped for these next steps. What people in the school and the community can be engaged in the project? What other organizations can be helpful? Materials may be needed, books, other kinds of resources to implement the project. Training of students might be needed for a variety of things, whether it's training on how to talk on the telephone, how to work with children who are younger than you, or other kinds of things that are new to the students need to be employed. And finally, if there are resources that are needed that require funds, how can we attain these funds? How can we get community support to implement our plan?